got to slam these doors. Just do that, it's not going to fully seat. If anybody can do this, hats off to you. This is a crappy job right here. Alright, so I'm calling the brakes good, at least for now. Good enough until they aren't. Then I'll address them again. Made my little maiden voyage there. Everything, I mean, it was low risk, low reward. I did have a huge smile on my face doing it though, but it only makes me more eager to get out there and go on a little bit longer road trip. Before I do that, I want to get, and when I say road trip, I'm just talking about around the neighborhood here. Before I do that, I'm gonna climb back underneath, just take a look for all any bolts that might need to get snugged up again. There's a few odd and end things that I want to address, but right now I'm just going to start focusing on what I need to do to get this thing to drive around the neighborhood. Obviously, I'm still just, I don't know what, I'm still procrastinating on buying tail lights. I don't know how I'm going to, or what kind of tail lights. I don't know if I want to get the stock tail light style, or if I want to get a different style. The few places that I've looked, I have one website I looked at said it does not, it's a single filament bulb, which means it's brakes only. Well, I need two element. I think we run into that problem up there on my front markers. It originally only has a one filament, meaning you turn your lights on, it's a little marker light. It doesn't work as turn signals. One filament back here would mean it's only doing brakes. It doesn't have your marker lights when you put your headlights on, and or it wouldn't even have blinkers for turn signals. So I got to make sure. I've gotten bit far many times on ordering online and it not being what I want, and I'm kind of screwed or make do with what I got, and I'm tired of that. So I want to make sure I get the right piece, right parts. Another thing I noticed on my little maiden voyage around the driveway is my steering way off, meaning I'll have to have that steering wheel cranked to the right for it to go somewhat straight. So I'll end up having to jack the front end up and realign it. I'm actually dreading the day I actually have to take this thing to an alignment shop. This is just eyeballing, so I put this thing together just eyeballing. I never really figured out how to do a good alignment on this thing, so it's one of those things I'll get it later. So that's another thing. Tail lights, front end alignment, more or less for my steering wheel. Here's another thing. I need to get rid of this. I need to tidy this up some. I mean, I don't have to get it on the road. I mean, but it's something that it's an eyesore. Even for me sitting up in here, I can still see these wires hanging. So I'll have to address that. I have to take a look up top there. Just kind of tidy up, I guess. I want to get it off of this heater box. The heater, I don't have any heater hoses going to this box yet, so it's not like it's going to get warm. But at the same time, winter is coming, so I'm going to have to go ahead and get this heater core hooked up. And I don't want to go back again and mess around with all these wires, getting them off the heater box. And then the big thing, the number one reason I haven't taken it out on the road yet is getting my doors put on. And the only thing holding me up from putting my doors on is weather stripping. So that's what I'm going to tackle today. I'm going to try to get this weather stripping put on. Right now I'm going to go ahead and tackle this weather stripping. There's a another YouTube video guy that I watched on how to do this weather stripping, so we'll follow him. I'll put a link down there to his. It's an old video. I can't remember his. I'm not even going to guess what year it was made. 10 years ago. But he did very good job of explaining how to install this weather stripping. So I'm just going to put a link to that down in the description. Follow him. He does a better job of explaining. He'll show you step by step all the way through doing it. All I'm going to do is tell you I'm doing it and turn the camera off and do it. One issue that I did notice with my weather stripping is it's not a problem with the weather stripping, it's a problem with my door. This part right here, this bottom part of the door, bottom jamb, it was all rusted out. In fact, you can still see some spots where it's been rusted, and I didn't do a really good job cleaning it. But you can see this plate that I installed as well. I cut it out with a cut-off wheel and then put this plate in there. And you can see this gap. I don't know why. I can't believe I did that gap on purpose. But go all the way down. You see my booger welds all the way down here. To be honest, I wasn't too worried about it at the time, all these booger welds. But now it's going to bite me. And what's going to bite me is, let's see if I can show you what's going to go on. And this, you can see, this is what the weather stripping end looks like. And, that other guy does a lot better job explaining this weather stripping. This is actually different than the weather stripping he's using. I got this from LMC. He had his own shop that he sold weather stripping through, but and it was a little bit different than this, but we'll see what that happens. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in later on, but right there, so that weather stripping gap right there looks pretty good. But as you come along, the first issue I'm running into, or expect to have issues with, are these these booger welds. There's a huge knot right there, which is going to make my weather stripping right up. Another huge knot right there. Then as I come along, and in the center of the door, see, there's even less of a lip right here, so there's less surface area for this side stripping to get a hold of. What makes me worried about that is when I go to close the door, is this going to keep the door from fully closing? That's even worse. For whatever reason, this plate I put in there is nowhere near where it should have been. The closer I get to the edge, the closer you can see it gets closer and closer to flush it gets. There's another booger weld right there. But right there where there's no welds, it's close to being flush right there. All the way back here at the other end, flush. So right now I'm trying to talk myself into taking a cut-off wheel and busting all these welds right here. If I can bust all these tack welds right here loose, I can take a hammer and try to beat this in a little bit. We'll see what it looks like if I do this, go this route, but right now I'm thinking I'm going to just beat it in, get a good gap and leave it. I don't plan on pulling the welder back out and doing some more welding on it. Alright, so that's my plan. Let's see what happens. Well, maybe this is why I booger welded it so much. freaking gap right there. I mean, it's almost a 1/4 inch. I don't know. So I guess I'll be dragging my welder out. I'll do a better job of keeping a better gap right here. Pinch it in, weld it, just to hold this this bow in check. All right, we got the first door on, passenger side. It took me a while to get it lined up. Took me a while to figure out how these door hinges worked as well. Or not the hinges, but the latches. Not much to it really. I mean, pretty straightforward. Getting it in place was about the difficult thing, and you can see some spots where it's been rubbing. Trying to get it lined up. That's my grease. There's another bad spot where it's hitting. That was this right here, part of the channel. We'll see what the other side looks like, driver's side, if it does the same thing. I mean, that bottom does poke out a little bit. I tried adjusting it one time and it got to where I couldn't even get it to close again, so I might play with it some more, but for now I think it lines up pretty decent. All right, I don't know if I talked about it last time. It's been a couple weeks since I've been out here. Been busy at work, so that, plus I don't know if you watched the other video I recommended from, I think it's called the Filling Station. I was going to put it in the link in the description, but a couple things I took away from that was definitely just use some masking tape. What we do is when we go ahead and lay out this glue, for a better sense, use this masking tape just to help keep excess from everywhere. This is the stuff we're using. It's a 3M black super weather strip and gasket adhesive. It might be easier to read this stuff right here. That's what we're using. Works real good. It is extremely sticky, so definitely use this. I'm glad I used them last time, so use it again. First thing we're going to do is I will put a layer, smear a layer all through here, all around where it's going to go. Then I'll do, I'll kind of stage this and put it on both sides of these corners right here. This is actually how it's going to go. That short shoulder right there is going to be pointing the outside of the vehicle. The long edge will be towards the cab, or towards the door, so that's the way it's going to be going. But anyways, I'll put that adhesive on these two sides right here. Give them a couple minutes just to dry up. I think it said about a half hour. So usually about time I'm done with the door, I'll do the weather stripping, and then I'll do wait about 10 minutes and everything will be good and ready to slap in place. So I was editing the video, and this is a couple months after I actually got the doors installed, but I was editing it and I noticed I really didn't have much closure or exit or anything to talk about these doors and how the seals went. Overall, probably just due to my inexperience, but it was a pretty lousy job. The glue is holding it, the seals are holding on just fine. I don't have any issues with that. I mean, the biggest problem I have is, just like I said, my own inexperience with door alignment. You can see I've pulled these door hinges off many times, busted them loose, tightened them up, trying to get the fitment just right. And like I said, it's my own inexperience. I've never worked on them before, aligned doors, but I think I've already showed you some of these little nicks in the previous video. This is the passenger side, and actually this one, passenger side, turned out a whole lot better. Got to slam these doors. Just do that, it's not going to fully seat. There, it's in there now. Like I said, there is a lip, every bit lip. I haven't adjusted these since the video came out. But overall, passenger door, not too bad. Something I forgot to mention, this right here makes them door installations a whole lot easier. Makes it, well, I won't say easier, but it makes it suck a whole lot less. This is a motorcycle slash ATV jack. If all you guys a regular old conventional jack with the single little pedestal or whatever in the middle, that'll work too. Just I would just throw a rag or something up on top, just a cushion on the doors when you're lifting it. Them doors are heavy. This one right here, I had fought and fought and fought with this thing. Once again, this is also, I've been busting those in and out. You can see I got some chip paint there from sliding these door pockets, these hinge pockets in and out, trying to get it aligned just right. I got spacers but behind them, trying to shim the door one way or the other. You can see even on that hinge some paint scratches. Oh, I had to fight this thing. Driver's side was not fun. You can see more door chips here, chips there. If I knew somebody I could take it to and get it done quick and dirty, I'd have done it right from the get. You can see how tight this thing is on the closed. I mean, it is tight. I tried shimming it out more. Then I start running it. Then I start running the issues with it on the back side. As soon as I get it closed, I got a decent gap here. It's still tight, but a decent gap. All these chips. This one right here, driver's side door, I have got to just completely slam the crap out of it. And then alignment up and down. Front is off quite a bit. Back, not bad. Look at the bottom. There's a huge gap down there. Gap rides all the way up. Finally starts flush right here, so same with up front. Up front, it pretty much all the way down. The bottom does peek out. So I don't know. I'm to the point where I'm gonna live with it. One thing I got to think is maybe my door seals here are too tight, too thick, bowing the door out, just like in that previous section of this video. I thought about trimming, just trimming an 1/8 inch off of here all the way around to see if I get better closure. As soon as you cut it, there is no going back. It's cut. So I'm showing you this just to show you that if anybody can do this, hats off to you. This is a crappy job right here. So I'm gonna have to find somebody that knows how to do door alignments. I've proven that I can't do it. This is the tail end, just to show you how it turned out. Not impressed or not happy with it, but I'm moving on. We'll find out long term how I handle it.